Hello, welcome back to another video on the channel. I know it's been a while, but I finally graduated and I finally did all my exams, so there's that. I have a lot of ideas, I have a lot of things planned for the summer, so I just really can't wait to get them out. Pause! Before we go any further into this video, 98.5% of you are not subscribed. This is heartbreaking. If you are not subscribed right now, go and click that subscribe button down below to join the family. Thank you. Let's get on with the video. And today what we have planned is actually something that might help you as a designer, logo designer, or just graphic designer in general. So I basically asked a bunch of my friends online for some advice on how you can get some clients and also how to deal with clients. So let's get into it. So actually the first piece of advice comes from my good friend Mavi. He's a logo designer and he is really creative. He has lots of good logos. So actually before we go into the advice, let me show you some of his work. So yes, as you can see, Mavi is really good at just creating and putting forward his ideas digitally. So what I've asked each and every one of these designers is, hey, I was wondering if you have any insight or tips on how to better market yourself for new clients and companies. And then I just proceeded to say, I finished my exams and looking to get back into doing some projects. And this is what Mavi came back with. Marketing isn't really my strong suit. However, there are a few things I'd suggest doing. Okay, great start, but let's see what he does know. Build a website for yourself and only display your best work. Over the past few months, most of my clients were through my website. It's actually interesting because you can hire someone to create a website for you, or you can create your own website. That way you will have new skills. I haven't done it yet. I have actually paid for someone to do my website, but that's besides the point. Personally, I know that I haven't gotten clients through my website because I haven't actually updated it ever since I got it was just like a year ago. You know, in my defense, I was pretty busy with my final year in school, but now that I'm done, you know, getting back into it. Yup. Okay, so the next piece of advice Mavi has for us here today is build connections. Try to interact with people who have connections throughout the community. This is great. This is great advice because once you get on Twitter, a lot of people focus on just putting their work out, doing that and building, you know, a fan base or whatever, but you can't really do that as a small creator if you don't connect with others. Like even the best designers, the best artists, they won't really succeed unless they communicate with others, unless they build strong connections and just, you know, get out there, have fun. And the last piece of advice Mavi has for us is be friendly and helpful, as no one wants to work with an asshole. Thank you so much, Mavi. I think that perfectly sums it up. On to the next person. Okay, before we get further into the video, I just want to say I'm sorry for the lighting. I know I've said it in my past videos, but this is basically the best I can do. My blinds aren't the best really, and like the sun is literally coming straight. I have a light here as well, just kind of trying to shine on me, as you can see my shadow as well. Anyways, the next person we have is gonna be Sorry. I think that's how you say it. I'm really sorry. I've known Sorry for so long. I'm actually gonna be so annoyed if this is not how you say his name. I'm so sorry. Anyways, my good friend Sorry, gonna keep saying it. He has some great advice for us as well. He says, in terms of getting more clients, I'm usually getting more and more active and publish my work inside different platforms with priority for interesting work. Basically what he means here is keep pushing for different platforms like Twitter, Instagram, Rarible, and there's this new website that's called Design. Definitely show the work on your Behance portfolio and work on building new projects there. He says, priority in interesting work. Think of what would be interesting for your audience to see, or what you find interesting, and just making that something personal and something that would kind of resonate with others as well, in a positive way, of course. But then he goes on to say, in terms of interacting with clients, I usually tell them what I do and ask as many questions I have about the brand and the brand feeling. Doing a very cool PDF presentation. So this is something I've actually never heard of anyone doing before. I'm not sure if what he means is giving them a presentation before payment just to kind of grab their attention, or actually as they pay you give them a presentation of like your ideas and such. I think both ways are good. Probably the latter of like, you know, after payment you're doing all the work anyways and you're giving them a sort of a presentation so they feel like you have given them their money's worth. Now I don't feel like the PDF presentation has to be anything extremely difficult, just something visually interesting and appealing. It can be something simple. By the way, here's some of Tori's work. Now this next person, he has given a very long and interesting advice on what we could do. His name is DNA, the Ali Arda.
Probably not gonna mention that because I'm probably gonna screw that up as well.
Anyway, DNA, he's a great friend of mine as well. Amazing logos, as you can see right here. He's a very creative guy, and he's more so into creating mascot logos, whilst the other guys were more into minimalism and monotone work. So let me just take a deep breath before reading this essay that DNA put forward to us. Hey, actually, I'm actually in the same position right now. That was stupid. Okay, trying to get back on track from the only study mindset. So for me, there are a couple of key points on how I used to get clients. Okay. Starting off strong with this essay. This is an obvious one, but it requires some discipline. It's being consistent in making designs and posting, updating your portfolio regularly or from time to time, and doing your best to improve in design in general. As he says, this is an obvious one. I don't think I have to explain it. Just be consistent. 2. Showing clients the process in which things are done and why certain decisions were made in the design process is quite critical in my opinion. So it's really beneficial to have in-depth design projects in your portfolio. This is actually something that's really interesting. It kind of goes back to what Zori said. You have to have some kind of interesting project in your portfolio. Keep creating something interesting for the client to see the process or how it's done. Or you can just send a long essay on what you're gonna do when they ask you for a quote. What I personally do is actually give the client a quote straight away so they don't waste my time, I don't waste theirs, and we get into what I will do, what I will provide, and if they will be satisfied, they will go ahead with the project. If they won't be satisfied, then you know I can't fix their problem. If they can go to someone. That's kind of a mindset I brought from watching the Chris do. He basically advises to talk about pricing straight away and get into basically the gist of it so you don't waste any time. Number 3, having a good relationship with the client and paying a lot of attention on how you work and communicate with your client. Show them you know what you're doing. Be friendly with them, but keep that to a certain point. Always keep them updated. The more you communicate, the better. Don't promise stuff that you can't do, but don't be afraid of taking on challenging projects and come from a professional side than working on projects. Now he says, why is this important? Good clients generate other good clients. So if someone had an amazing design experience with you, they will most definitely send their friend who's in need for certain designs to work with you and will work again with you on other projects. So again, just to expand on this point, you want to keep your client updated. This is very important because say if you have a deadline for a project and you are not updating your client, it's okay if you don't have something done. It's okay if you have something planned, just tell the client, communicate with them. Communication is really important in the design process. In Neon Studios, I've worked with designers before who hadn't updated our client. That was very frustrating, not only for the client, but also me, because I knew this isn't the service that we should be providing. Naturally, that person was released straight after the project was done. However, what you have to make sure is that you constantly update your client. And as I said before, even if you don't have certain things done, even if you're not happy with what you have done, send the client a screenshot, show them that you have done some work, and they will appreciate that you have updated them and told them that, hey, this might take a bit longer because this and this didn't work. It's a process, it's design, it's art. You have to be open with your client. Number 4, and one of the most important points, is to build relationships with other designers who are involved in your field and try to be known in the community and stand out. So if someone in the design community was asked by his client to recommend another designer for a specific design job, he will pop into his mind. This could be achieved by following a narrow niche in the design world and interacting with the design community and generally growing your popularity. That's my humble experience on this topic. Hope it could help a little. I just want to say a big massive thank you to DNA for even putting so much time into this reply. Building relationships with other clients. This is something that Zori has said, this is something that Mavi has said, and this is something that other people will say as well later in this video. It's just extremely important if you want to succeed. Okay, so next we have Magnus. He has worked tirelessly to promote his brand, to market himself, and he has done it through just a series of different tweets. He has also created his website, which he writes a blog, I'm pretty sure, which is pretty interesting. Definitely go check it out. I'll leave a link down below. Now here are some of his logo types and marks. And I'll also show you some of the tweets he's put out. He's very consistent in what he does, and he's very consistent in pushing it out. Now this is what Magnus has to say. I wish that it was that easy to say how it is done, just like that, but it isn't. I would at very least say to know who you're targeting, and then think logically about what they would like to see and engage with. So this is a very vague answer, but I think we can take a little bit out of what he means by it. I feel like I'm back in school and trying to understand poetry. But no, I would at very least say to know how you're targeting. So I would say trying to work that out is looking at who you want your projects to be for, following that certain group of people. Say you're a Fortnite designer, you want to follow as many Fortnite designers, as many Fortnite players, as many things related to Fortnite as possible, and targeting those exact people. You can make connections with, build relationships, and then again he says think logically about what they would like to see and engage. So you have to make sure that what you're posting is interesting and it will catch the people's attention, so they will share, and then more people will see, then boom, you have acquired some more clients. So the last person I have giving some advice is actually Peter. Peter is actually very known for all of his mascots, and here's some of his work. As you can see, it's very colorful, it's very interesting. Here you can even see he has a little bit about it, he has a little bit about what this is about. God, I can't talk. What is going on? He has some information about what this project is about. I can't do it. Peter actually has a voice note for us, so let's listen to it.
Hey guys, Peter here. Here are some of my tips for getting more clients and how to better market yourself. So basically, be sure of what you are doing and what's your clientele. By clientele, I mean if you are doing stream packages, so you should know who will hire you for your stream packages. If you are doing mascot logos, you should know who will hire you for your mascot logos. So you need to have a proper audience, or I would say set of followers who might hire you for your work or refer their friend for what you do. How to build that proper audience? It's just being consistent in terms of posting and updating your portfolio with your latest work. Consistency is really important, but remember to prefer quality over quantity. Make connections throughout the community. Connections help you get referrals. There will be months where you don't get clients, and reason may be anything. It might be you are not active enough on your social media, or your skills are lacking something. So just be confident and consistent and work harder. You'll get there.
Okay, I would like to say a massive thank you to everyone that has made this video possible. Make sure you check them out down in the description below. I will leave their link, so please check them out. They are some amazing designers and artists. I hope this video was helpful to you. If it was and you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like and sub to the channel. That would be very much appreciated. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.